Hey Leo, thanks for joining me back here at 11:15. I appreciate your time. I appreciate any likes, comments, shares, subscribes. All of that is very much appreciated. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me. Let's see what the cards have for you this week. What do we have for Leo? Anything Leo needs to know this week? Anything for Leo? Leo. Anything Leo needs to know this week? This isn't the deck that I had intended to pick up. Yeah, they just put themselves in my hands sometimes. It's whatever. All right. Strength and wisdom. I dig it. Let's see. Strength and wisdom. I'll go back to the deck I had actually intended to use. Anything further for Leo? Anything for Leo? Thank you. Avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. Always a good call. Strength and wisdom really tie into that as well. Good for you for having the foresight to go in that direction. Restless, unfocused, burnout, impulsive, no direction, unpredictable, disregard for consequence. That seems the opposite to me. Saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, frugality. Let's take another peek at this. Restless, unfocused. It's not that all of these terms need to apply. So the Knight of Swords, okay, what you're looking at with the Knight of Swords, typically, I like to use these cards because someone can literally, pause and read and look at the picture and determine what it means to them. I feel like all of us have something of an intuition toward things of this nature if we're open to it. So I really like to show you literally what the words say and not just give you my interpretation. But the Knight of Swords, per my understanding, this is like an excitement when in the upright. Most basically, it's an excitement toward an end goal or something that's happening in the life. Something typically having to do with a mental clarity. I don't think necessarily we're looking at impulsivity here. I want to say more of a stagnation as opposed to what we're seeing here. But, I mean, you're using strength and wisdom to deal with a situation. You're avoiding conflict and respecting differences. I mean, I wouldn't say that the Knight of Swords in describing this situation is necessarily a bad thing. If you had to choose being stagnant for the greater good, would you not and should you not? Of course. Yes, you should. Okay. Now I feel more comfortable moving on because I just wanted to get further on that because they seemed conflicting and I wanted to really hammer that out. Not only for you, but for myself as well. So, saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, and frugality. Yeah, again, I mean, those behaviors can really, be for the greater good. And we also had, sorry about that, I was holding these in my hand. Inner resources, struggle, overwhelmed, on edge, defensive, paranoia, exhaustion, fatigue, lack of motivation. I think that was the second mention of the similar archetypes there. Disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. And resistance to change, fearing change, holding on, stagnation, decay, personal transformation. not shocked at all over the past 2 weeks to see mention of transformation for sure, leaving things behind. Yeah, that's definitely been a theme for everyone. But, I must mention another theme for everyone has been, there is much better waiting for you after this chapter uh, gets all tied up with the loose ends and whatnot. If Leo can get over this fear of change, what's waiting for them on the other side of this? If Leo can... If Leo can get over this fear of change, lack of direction, procrastination, creating conflict, self-limiting beliefs, spiritual path, newly formed idea. Okay. Excuse me, my face is itchy. Right by the mouth and on the head. Having trouble speaking and thinking straight. This was half and half, by the way. Lesser of two evils, no right choice, confusion, indecision, information overload. Difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, and deadlock. Excuse me. That needs to be put in half. If at any time you want to look at these cards more closely, feel free to pause, stick on the image for a while. Hell, go to Google and, see what more you could find about, like, the fact that a white cloak, or, the suit of swords in general, or etc. and so forth. Definitely feel free to pause and do any research that you see fit. If you're exhausted by whatever this situation is, delays, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. Yeah, this really feeds into this area around here. Ish. Yeah, it looks like you're trying to do the best you can for the greater good of anyone involved. You can't make any choices right now. Because it seems like whatever choice you want to make would not be for the greater good. It would be for your greater personal satisfaction. And it seems like perhaps you are uncomfortable with that. Therefore, you are at a stalemate in your situation and are unsatisfied with your current position in this issue. Any advice for Leo? Any advice? Not with these, they say. Okay. Any advice for Leo? Thank you. Change. The Master and Lovers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something about spirituality was mentioned back there. Getting more in touch with your spiritual side could be... when is that not a good idea? Getting to know yourself and your beliefs more so. Figuring out things about you. Do we have anything further? Any advice for Leo? Any further advice for Leo? Thank you. Stress, thunderbolts, past lives. It seems like you're being told to maybe not put so much focus on this decision that you can't make right now anyway. And maybe take this time to focus on yourself in an inward capacity. You know, when you have something that needs to be done, you can just put your head down and slog through. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done. It doesn't mean that you have to let it thoroughly embody you and every moment of your day. You can make the most of it. While you're stuck in this situation for which you cannot make a choice, you can get introspective, learn more about yourself, learn more about what makes you tick, apply it to this situation. Why is it that you want this decision that you can't seem to make? So, fact of the matter is, okay, when you have two choices to make and you're living in the one, what's that tell you? If it's bothering you that you have these two choices and you're living in the one, that makes it awfully clear as to which choice you'd prefer to make if there weren't things hampering your decision. It's the one you're not living in. But is the grass not always greener on the other side? Take this time to really put some thought into that. And you may just find yourself changing your mind and realizing you don't necessarily have a decision to make at all. It might not be a change that you really even want. It may be that your grass currently may need more attention, may need more nutrients, may need that big fucking barrel thing that's got spikes on it. That aerator guy, it might need, some of the roots broken up to be built back, less tangled, but stronger and more efficient. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down here? Whatever you're living in right now, it seems like it needs more of your heartfelt attention, not just, okay, I'm going to be strong, I'm going to be wise, I know that this thing needs to be done because it needs to be done this way, just to keep everyone happy. There's more to it than that. And I think you're being asked to really put your soul into it. I definitely think you're being requested to look deeper and realize maybe you don't even want this other choice at all. This took us on a real journey, eh? Anywho, Leo, I do believe I am going to leave you with that. Again, I appreciate your time. Thank you for spending it here with me at 11:13. Oh, excuse me, not 11:13, 11:15. I did contemplate on 11:13, but anyway, that's a story for another day. 13 may have some consequence to you. It is the death card. FYI, Scorpio might have some significance to you as well. On that note, definitely take care. Thank you again for your time. Like, shares, comments, subscribes, all that good stuff. And we will see you back here next Tuesday. Take care.